Brothers and sisters, today's video is on radiators. Not these kind of radiators. Not these kind of radiators either. These kind of radiators, but not this one. This one's very much still attached to the car. Okay, today, car radiators. There are different kinds of radiators. The one that you want the most for scrapping, it's worth the most value, is the compo radiator, which is made of copper and brass. You don't find them very often now, and even in cars which might have them, like an old Discovery or something like that, when you go and get a new one, you often have the option of buying a cheaper aluminium radiator. So most of the ones you find these days are alley. These all came together in a VW Golf, I think. There are different methods they're put together, and so different ways of taking apart. This one on top, you can check it's all the pipework, everything's aluminium. You have to separate this from the plastic one. The best way to do that is just to unbolt it straight up. Now, I already started taking these out, and I made a schoolboy error, which is I rounded one of these out. If you ever do that, and you've got enough bits to spare, took the bit, hammered it into the star bolt, and a slightly larger piece than star piece that should have been in the bolt, hammered it in tight, and then just wound it straight out. But rounding bolts off is something that I really, I should be beyond that by now, but every so often you don't pay attention, and one of these things happens. Just by the by, something I use a lot, this roasting tin. You can go to the tool shop and buy magnetic nut and bolt trays, but this is just a roasting tin, microwave magnets on the bottom. It'll keep your bits in there when you're working. Also, when you're throwing things in there, nuts and bolts stay. If nuts and bolts don't stay, then they're non-ferrous, so you can literally tip it out and you know what's what. All my nuts and bolts that are steel that I'm not going to keep for anything go in a fire extinguisher. Pretty much, if I think I can get away with it, any nuts and bolts that are non-ferrous go in the brass bin, because you can normally get away with that. We've got one actual steel bolt in the radiator. Right. She's loose. She can go straight in the alley pile. For an alley radiator, there are two main methods that you'll find. The plastic is joined to the alley, and on this one, you've got one long seam of alley with punches that are hooked over plastic pieces. The other one, which is probably more common, but you see them all the time, is a long seam with teeth that you have to pop off. Now, I've seen people use an axe and take these off. I've seen people hit them with a hammer. Sometimes when you hit them with a hammer, they'll come straight off clean as a whistle. Other times you can get plastic, you smash the plastic, get plastic trapped in there. Now, I'm sure some people are going to say that I clean some of the non-ferrous too much, but the truth of it is, for a long time I weighed in at a place that had a pair of the biggest jobs worth muppets ever who would pick you up on any small little infraction. And plastic left in here, and they would want you to weigh that in as an alley refine or any alley, which you get a fraction of the aluminium price for. So when I clean stuff, I've got a little bit of OCD as well. I clean things, you know, to the nth degree, so that everything goes in clean, everything gets the best price. I would normally strip these. I would normally be sat down with this between my knees, bottom in between my feet, and strip it. And I find that's just the quickest way to go. But I'm going to do it on the bench because it's easier to show everyone. The other thing is, do them pipe side up, and I'll show you why in a minute. So anytime you're stripping them first, you're looking for a way in. With these it's relatively easy, because this is all alley. I say it's relatively easy, and then I'm struggling to get in this end. There we go. And if you can see that, I'm literally just bending the aluminium away from the plastic. Now, I find when I've got them on the floor that I can often really zip along these. You get the right angle. You have to obviously, if you're leaning over an aluminium radiator and you're doing this with a screwdriver, you have to be careful. I've got glasses on. If I've got contact lenses in, I wear goggles because it's easy to stick yourself in the face. I didn't wear goggles for long, so I've had glasses on, I was fine. If I had my contacts in, I just used to work. And then I was stripping a combi boiler one day, and I was giving it some Sammy love. There was something that wouldn't come off, and I was welting a piece of cast aluminium to break free, and a round piece broke off and hit me straight in the eye. It hit me in the white of the eye. Now, it hit me with the rounded part, and I could feel it was rounded, but that's how hard it hit me. If it had hit me with the part that snapped off at, the sharp part, I could have lost my eye. So from that point onwards, it's always goggles or something protective on my face when I'm doing something like this. Right, that's coming off easy. The reason I say do it pipes up is because if you take the ends off, you take one side off, then you've got enough leverage to take it straight off. You can put something in that pipe, lever the plastic straight off, put that for recycling, take the rubber out. Again, I don't know what the people are like at the yard that you might go to, but people would pull you up on that where I used to go. I'm going to crack on, do the other end, and then I'll come to this one. Alright, just taking off this side plastic trim. This is now clean aluminium, ready for the file. Okay, these ones with the teeth, the jagged edge, the castle top, whatever, these are a little bit more tricky, a little bit harder to get into. Sometimes these are steel and you have to take these off completely. This one's aluminium, so they're fine. Again, pipes up, and also you're looking for anywhere you can get some leverage, because these are a lot tighter. Anytime you're stripping non-ferrous, you're looking for a way in, to get the good stuff out. With one of these, the way in is to lever, use a stud place or something like that, and we're started. And then we can go out either way from the place we start. So it's trying to start with a screwdriver just in the middle here, just trying to, they're so tight you can't get anything in there, so it's best to start, as I say, start with one of these. I'll demonstrate it again. Start there, use a chisel because it's sharper, get inside that edge there and prop it up, and then you've got to start in place. Obviously I've already started, so the ends might be harder because there's less places. No, I've got the chiseling end straight away out. So again, the end's the same principle, but probably best go with the chisel, sharper, so the end's, you know, narrower, and you can get just inside it. I think that pipe's cracked, so it's going to be an issue bringing it off with the pipe. Again, take the rubber out in the bin, recycle the plastic. I'm going to crack and do the other end. Okay, just taking the top plastic trim off. That's recycling. Both of them are unpicked. No plastic, no rubber. It's now a clean alley. You get the best product at the scrapyard, and you won't have to deal with any foolishness from the man at the small scales. Cheers for watching. If you'd like to see me ramble about scraps and more, subscribe. And Trixie says if you like the video, hit the like button. Thank you very much.